I'm a deliver. How do you guys do? I'm a get ready with me videos. Oh. Shapere Kambane, Kalnakina Bongosa Randlopo aka Nkosi Art, and I welcome you to another video made by yours truly. Today we are going to be doing a get ready with me video, and you guys will be getting to know me better as Nkosi Art, which was my business and what I'm on about. So I'll be doing like my skincare routine, and then I'll be going to my friend. But then other than that, you guys, like in essence, in a nutshell, you guys in this video are basically going to be knowing me. So I don't know if I want to put the part where I'm going to my friend or not, because I just want to be in the moment. So essentially I will just like make sure like the get ready with me part is here, as that's the reason why I actually made this video. So let me stop here. Aman's already different right now, so I had to use Aman from like the bucket. Should I take off this? You guys don't have any right to see my titties, so no, man. No, you guys don't have any right to see my titties. So let me go for a skip and then I'm gonna revert back to you. I'm gonna revert. I'm back, guys. As you can see, guys, I've already started with like scrubbing with soap. So before I actually put in my scrubs and mask, I actually put soap, and I've hidden my main titties. But then anyways, let's jump into it to like the get ready with me video. So my name is Boniko Sorandlo, and I was born and bred in Deep Street. So I'm one of the people that I will call myself a veteran in Deep Street. But these people who I would say that veterans because of they lived in Deep Street the time Isakala when it was like established when I need 2K, but I've only relocated I think for only a year or two, and then I came back. But there is no history of Deep Street that I think I don't know of. I feel like a lot of people know me, and which makes me a veteran. I can speak well about my vicinity, my community, my neighbors, and a lot of things, man. I'm very much also involved in like a lot of things in Deep Street. That's why I would call myself a veteran. So born and bred in Deep Street. On the 18th of June, I'm a Gemini, the eldest of 5 siblings. It's fun now. But then anyways, yes, I spent my formative years here in Deep Street, at Deep Street Primary number 4. I am very like from a very young age. You could see me with this guy is like creative. My aura was just attractive. It was just like it was gold. So Japan, like I just found well, people just found themselves gravitating towards my personality, how I spoke, what I spoke about, because of I was like, I'm super actually intelligent for my age. I was able to speak about things that I'm matured with people that are matured. I was able to speak about issues matured with my peers, and you'd find them very much discombobulated as to what I'm talking about. And like I'd find myself like not chilling with them because of them feeling like I'm machine scatty, and now like what machine scat or like never bother because of the things that I would talk about. So fast forward, went to high school, I went to Joburg. I used to stay in Beria, and I used to move around actually from Beria, Hillbrow, Dorfontein, what's the place? Uvel, yes, Uvel, and Bram, yes, Bram. So that's where I actually spent my high school in different high schools with Zikala, but we were able to like make it. So eventually after high school I actually came back here, and it was during COVID-19. I had to just figure life basically, as an adult, it's COVID-19. I remember at that time my mother was sick, my grandmother was sick. I was like fresh from high school, like I knew the life that I wanted to live, so it was a matter of panda push and play, you know. So I just washed off the soap. So now I'm gonna put my scrub. It's a clear skin blemish clearing pink clay triple exfoliator from Avon. Got this last year because I'm not really like umuntu scrub, but ngoba ke sithanda izinto I'm gonna scrub. I actually scrub, but the reason why sekhona namanje ukuthi I don't like scrub kakhulu because I know ukuthi like I have like a very gorgeous skin. But anyways, as I was telling you guys, so I actually came back here. Oh, by the way, the time I actually came back here, I did not even like graduate from like high school because I was like during COVID-19. And my first life thing I remember that school was very hard. My mother was so sick, we didn't even like had to we didn't even like pay what's this school fees at all. And you know, if like you are a job baby and what does it call it is is school fees, you know, like just go class to class with a list of people that pay school fees and then just call out your name, and then when the scholars you just go home, and then because of our pattern school fees, so you won't do any lessons, you will be phone on that day because of your parents didn't pay school fees. So my mother and my stepfather at that time, they actually had a consensus to separate responsibilities because of going to like working like in clubs. My mother was a bar lady and my stepfather was like a bouncer. So they had a consensus was like they should like just split appeal. And one should take care of my education, and the other one should take care of the household. That means they need to pay rent, wara. But cut to after the incident happened. I'm not gonna get into details now. We actually came back here with my mother, and she was already sick at the time. And then I just had to find a way to like just fend for my siblings, like half family. Not that I was like the sole provider, but I had to find a way to like just make sure which like I also help. So I remember the time I was part of a choir called, I don't remember the name, but I remember me and the choir conductor, like we didn't like, we used to like butt heads a lot. So we went to the choir. I joined the choir, I practiced every time, and then it was during COVID-19, so we didn't like really have a place like a practice in the corner. So we found a community hall in Extension 106, and at the time there was an organic kitchen operating there already. That was the Grwm Foundation. So because I didn't have anything to do at the time, and like this was like a whole new industry introduced to me, and I seemed to like it. So we're actually like helping the organization in exchange for us to be able to utilize any hall. You understand? So Jamina, I didn't even do it for the choir, I just did it for myself because of like I think at the time I found my purpose without me knowing it. I mean without me knowing this is my purpose to serve basically. So like I just found myself just like attending there every day, helping with, you know, chopping with the kids, playing, cooking and all that. And at the time I was the youngest. I was always the youngest actually. I'm always the youngest amongst my group. But anyways, everything went okay. And then obviously I started like teaching myself a lot of things at that time, and then I also learned of my passion because of how do you guys do? I'm gonna get ready with these videos. And now, okay, I've just washed off. So you guys can see actually. Now I'm gonna be putting my face mask. That's a clear skin pore and Shine Control Purifying Charcoal Mask. It's also from Avon. I was still explaining to you guys, so I don't want to like yap a lot, but basically after this whole high school thing happened where like my mother got sick, we had to like come back to stay with my grandmother. We've always lived with my grandmother basically, but we actually came back here and I was like involved in like a lot of things as a child because I had to like fend for my family. So it was like more essentially a time to like, it was a time for me to like just utilize, you know, my gifts, my talents, my passions, and turn them into like you know, an income. So I just found myself, you know, just writing, entering like a writing competition, and at the time I wasn't like really writing like poetry. I was like only writing like essays, children's stories, and novels. And if you're a writer, you know, I think COVID-19 and like down the years it was like during like the Wattpad time. So like Wattpad like reader at some point. I think also like I really wanted to like you know, put my book lapana for people to read, but then I learned with like plagiarism lapana and, you know, book theft equally. So no, I'll just read them. I'll be like one of the readers. You wanna like to learn from like other writers and all that. So I started writing like for a lot of people. I don't remember the time. I don't know. I'm stuck with but it's like when I calculate, I think I'm gonna write on the screen. I'm just gonna calculate. It's writing like essays for Amametric at the time. People who did like creative writing, like I'd write for them. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. No, it's up there too much. But anyways, yes, I was like writing for a lot of people. I'm a matriculants. People a lot of people, man. I used to like write for them. And at that time I didn't notice like I was already like doing ghostwriting. That's when actually like ghostwriting was introduced to me. I understand. So now I'm writing for people and I'm at Gaming Foundation and I'm still like volunteering. But now I used to stay there because I remember like they used to come like people to like just sponsor the organization, like I'm a food pass and all that. So would as some volunteers just take Nati FU because we're not working Nati. So we survived my levels in the so now I was like able to like bring like a food hamper and cleaning to like help around and all that. So my family actually like loved what I was doing at the time, and the one also it gave me a reason to like just continue doing what I was doing at the time. And then the love for giving back to the to the community like became so deep. Oh, by the way, I actually in the process I met like a lot of people. Also, I met a lot of friends. I met Ulina. I remember it was a time where I actually learned which I could become like a very good model. So I met Ulina. I remember I was attending a market that turned into like a party with like my friends. I was Gibson, Lucero and Khalid. I think they were hosting. So that's when I actually met Linda, the girl who designs and who owns License to Kill. The brand that I actually like always. I think when I commenced the video in the corner, this brand, License to Kill. So the brand is actually called Raw Apparel Worldwide. But and then under Raw Apparel Worldwide, there's like a lot of things. There's a lot of like these brands, and oh my god, I'm so ADHD. Like I'm literally penning what I'm going to say in my mind, and now I'm so like I still need to say something, and so to put like as correlate. But then anyways, yes, I met Linda, and we exchanged numbers, and then we like just planned to like have a photo shoot, and from there like me and I like we just resonated with each other on like a lot of things. And then I started like modeling for her brand, supporting her brand, and I like just, you know, help me here and there, give me like a few clothes when I buy I get one free. So I believe with him and now we have like a very solid and a very genuine friendship. And then how I actually delved into poetry. I remember I was still in my Njolo era. I remember it was the first time I actually started dating. So I met this person, and then we kicked things off. We started dating, and then it was my first time indulging in the nasty. So I actually wrote like a poem about that, and then I met Kelsey. Kelsey writing a book. Oh my god! And you guys should read about it. Anyway, so. I wrote the poem, and then I asked Kelsey to become a writing coach. I remember, send it to my friend, send it to Kelsey, and they loved it. And then they said I should. Bani! Yo, nyakeza. Hey, please. Nyenziki vlog. Ibloma lewen. Ibloma le. Iphathi phelele manje. Ngithi ibloma leyo. Ngayo yonke wisigebengu ilethe phela imali letha phela imali ngayo yonke unamanga ngikuphe 8 rand ngikuphe bandila ngikuphe ama 2 rand i4 ne 1 rand 1. I'm gonna revert, guys. I'm gonna revert back to you. I'm gonna revert to you. Why do I keep saying revert back to you? I'm gonna revert to you, guys. Next. So, what were we talking about? I forgot, man. But anyways, Kelsey, yes, Kelsey and Tabi. Tabi was already like an award-winning writer at that time. Kelsey was also like a well-known writer and poet at that time. So I sent my poem to them, and then they read it, and then they said, oh my god, you should like continue writing to just like perfect your skill and see what like where will this thing like like take you. So at that time already I was like writing scripts, and like my goal now is to like just if not start something that I'm like basically working on right now, is to like just make sure that a movie comes to your screens, guys, whether it's like YouTube or TV or your streaming apps. Anyway, but anyways, yes, man. So started writing. I wrote. I fell in love in poetry. I attended a lot of like poetry sessions to learn from other writers. I got involved in like a lot of hashtags on Facebook. I met wonderful writers who helped inspire me to continue writing. And at the end, I'm actually very much led to call myself right now an award-winning writer. Yes, I'm an award-winning writer, and I have a book, a poetry book, a collection of poetry called Her Resurrection. Let me show you guys it. So this is like the first sample of it. So because of I can't find like the actual book, but basically the actual book is a girl with like an afro, because of a lot of people. Okay, a lot of my friends, it wasn't like out on the shelves at that time. So a lot of my friends, and it actually makes sense. Like they were worried about masters, like the hair of the person and all that. So they wanted something that screamed like African and all that, and it made a lot of sense to me. So I just changed the cover, and then made I designed everything actually. So I made Umuntu on an afro, like who looks very much African. So everything like was designed by me, self-published book. And you see this one, I know a barcode, because at the time it was still like a sample. So I was still waiting for like an Iceman number to come, and then now I print like now books that are going to be sold to people. So yes, it's essentially this is like my baby, my firstborn baby, and I just hope soon I'll bring to you guys another baby. So let me just read one poem for you. Okay, you guys saw but I'm actually then got president. So it's a untitled poem. It reads like this. So, I've witnessed your soul withering away, your flesh now a living corpse, drained of life's sway. The ocean's waters evaporated, tears no longer flow. Even Zeus lost his godliness, blinded by your pain's glow. Your metamorphosis dove into the depths of your wounds, confronting life to erase its scent from your clothes like a shroud. I've watched you pour your emotions onto paper, allowing your words to escort you to your true self, a sacred harbor, where the unholy ones reside, risen from the dust, whispering in our ears that in the race of life, we get lost in others' maze, our hopes and fears. We strive to reach the finish line only to realize we've lost our way, abandoning ourselves in the process. The race begins anew each day, but in this sacred journey, our souls navigate a mosaic of paths, written with purpose guiding us to our true selves at last. And there you realize your soul was never lost, just entangled in the chaos of this earthly code. So yes, that's like one of the poems in my first poetry book. So yes, fast forward, got involved in like a lot of things. I now had a position at the Grwm Foundation, not just a volunteer. I co-founded a organization with my godmother, a Grwm Foundation, Amachiji. As much as if and as she like actually delves in with the cultural things and all that, I just want to bring like the organizational part in it, you know, just to make sure it like it expands, it's well known, and you don't get into it. And then after that, I remember there was a time where I actually attempted to like, you know, do like an award show. I wanted to like recognize local creators and organizations and give food. So I remember I got medals and did certificates for them, and I'm hoping with sometime when I get like the right funding, I bring that back to life to recognize people from the hood. From Anakas, I'm talking about Cosmo City, Alexandra, Tembisa, Soweto, all these, you know, the townships, to recognize leaders, creatives that are like under recognized. You understand that? Give them awards, you understand, to say we see the work that you're doing and it has made an impact to the community. A lot of things, man. I joined radio. I was a radio presenter doing like Amachinas quiz. I was doing trivia challenges with people, quizzes with people. What else? Oh, I did filmmaking. So the love of me just wanting scripts to be on your YouTube or TVs. I think it has been there, you understand. So in essence, this is like an accountability video for me, because I'm like literally telling you guys to say one day you find maybe a business called Ngosi Multiverse Company Pty Ltd, I don't know, with like different subordinates. That's your events company, that's the production company, that's the agriculture company, that's that's your transportation and property, I understand. And then just make sure because of I want to be paid by equity, I mean I don't want a salary. And if his salary is a yes, I use a matter, it should invest into going into me getting equity. I want to be paid in equity. So I'm teaching myself a lot of things right now, but then it's a lot of times where I actually thought like I wasn't gonna make it in life. I was like, you know, like discouraging myself because of I always thought in this world I'm like my biggest enemy. There is no one ever in this world that could tell me that there's something that I can't do. Oh, by the way, I'm done. putting a mask. So now I don't put a Madonna, just put Vaseline. I don't buy dons or anything else. Like I'm a Vaseline type of guy. See Vaseline. But anyways, yes. There is no way in the world someone will come and fart in my face and insult me. There is literally something that I can't do in Pillenier. Nigga, but then anyways, so if there's a person who can bring me down, it's myself and no one else. So I've been like discouraged a lot, and I was discouraging myself, comparing myself with other people and all that. But then now I remember the words that I actually read in my poem to say this is a race of life. And I mean I'm busy comparing my race with other people's races. When I'm at the finish line, I mean I'm not even at the finish line. When I'm nearing the finish line, I've already like I've started. I mean I didn't start anything at the time. Yet I was like comparing myself with them, you understand? So I was like, oh fuck this, man. Let me just run my own race at my own pace, you understand? And then if things, I mean things will fall into place at their own time, and I should not just have them, you understand? And now I'm actually very glad, you know, a lot of things now I actually, you know, you understand? And now I'm very much glad like I actually took my time to do like some other things, because of, imagine if like being jahil books is so this is a lesson to like other young boys like me, Basikasi Guti. Run your own race, run your own motherfucking race. Race I find a race katam. Race I find the race kalisiko. Race I So I'm done with my face. So I'm just gonna show you guys what's like how do I look now. You guys can actually see how do I look now. Shiny must think, but you will see the lighting in this house is very much bad. But then anyways, I would like to like just, you know, remind you guys, it's on the 26th of June. I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday. My birthday is on the 18th of June, but I'm gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be celebrating it on the 26th. I'm gonna be doing like an outreach day. So I'm gonna be collecting and donating pre-loved clothes, blankets, toys, books, and etc. to, you know, disadvantaged people in our community. The aim was to like just, you know, visit about, you know, 3 or 2 communities, but with like lack of funding and resources, I will only settle for one, which is like the community that I help from with deep food. So I'd like actually to know, just go around and visit 3 other communities to like expand myself as a humanitarian. So I'm gonna attach again, post again here, but I would definitely love for you guys to, you know, just join with me. Let's join forces by faith. You don't need to have a million or be a billionaire, be practice Mozibe or Colin Mashawala to come and sponsor this event. Would make a difference to a family or umuntu. Incwadi ongasayifundi would make a difference to umntana ongayi esikolweni. You understand? Ama-toys umntana omdala angasabadlalisi. Walethe, there's umntana ohlala la ekhaya odlalisa itina ezimoto. You understand? So we want to change the narrative, change the perspective kula bantwana laba ukuthi there is a world out there where you are able to access those zinto. You understand? So let's give them a purpose and make them dare to dream. Like the future is actually possible. You understand? So stick with me, stick with the video. I love you guys a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all. And what did I say? What did I say? One thing about my skin, it will eat. It will eat. Let's go to my friend. Bye, guys. Love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.